What's up? How you doing? Here we are, Tuesday. Beautiful day today. Perfect temperature, slight breeze, and I don't know, what else can I say? The humidity is where it should be. So, got my hammer here. This is my favorite hammer of all time. Look at this. That's a good looking hammer. Leather handle. These are actual rows. This is not like a piece of paper wrapped around the hammer. These are actual rows of leather, like rings of leather. Look at the bottom. So solid. Like, you feel it. It's a good quality hammer. This one is made in Germany. And of course, I know I've mentioned it before, but this is my favorite hammer holder. Occidental leather. They make the best tool belts. You should check them out. Got some water here, fresh water with ice. Delicious water.
I do my homework.
Huh?
I still have homework to do.
Come here. Oh, okay, you can come back if you want. Okay, my daughter Isabella.
Hi.
And we're gonna try a little bit of chocolate here. I got some good chocolate. Akesson'S Single Plantation Chocolate. Brazil. This is 55% dark chocolate. They made it 12/21/2023. So very rich chocolate. And we're gonna try a little bit here, see what's going on. Give my my reaction to it. Isabella, come here. Try.
Yummy.
Great chocolate. That's rich. So that's very chocolatey and not too sugary. Slightly bitter, but it's very good, high quality. Highly recommend this brand. Like a Hershey bar, you could eat the whole thing, no problem. But this one here, I think you eat a little bit at a time. Rich. I'm trying to say rich.
Have an earpiece. Bingo.
I'm a big fan of chocolate, especially dark chocolate. When I was a kid, I would get Hershey's, the bitter chocolate, that's special. I don't know if they still make it. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it came in a, I mean, you can get a little ones too, but it came in a like red, brown, golden package, and it said bitter, and it was like a special version of Hershey. It was very good. That was a good one. I could eat that, but I'm gonna eat it later. I go to a French grocery store and get this. I don't see it anywhere else, but you go in the French place and they have chocolate from all over the world. They have Brazil. They have Indonesia. They have parts of Africa, chocolate from there. And I've tried probably 73% of all of them because I like chocolate. But right now it's perfect weather. Almost puts me in the mood to make some okra. Nice okra, chop up some onions in there, get it all going, a little bit of tomato paste, olive oil, salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic chopped up, let it cook, and sit out here and enjoy the weather and have a little bit of the okra. Yeah, not one cloud in the sky anywhere. You do a 360, not one cloud. I saw a movie last night. We were kind of up, didn't know what to do, you know, so we started flipping around trying to find something to watch. And we ended up watching The Pope's Exorcist. Some people say egg-sorcist. I just say exorcist with an X sound. And the X sounds like an X in this case, not a Z. And my impression of these kind of movies, silly. Silly. You know, I mean, these kind of things sounded great years ago before mental illness was discovered to be the cause. But, you know, I think now it's going to be either mental illness or some kind of genetic issue that you have with your brain. You know. So, anyway, I watched it, but I found it silly. And I will say that if you go to any of these, like say some Catholic priest calls you over and says, hey, I'm going to go over there and do an exorcist or an exorcism. You're not going to see people, you know, walking on the walls and on the ceiling, and, you know, they're not going to pick up their shirt and their belly's going to have like 666 written across it, unless they did it. You know, you're not going to see messages written in scar tissue or them levitating off the bed. You're not going to see that. That doesn't exist. If you go and you see it by comparison, you're going to be like, oh, that was pretty mild, pretty peaceful. But there are crazy people. There are people that have, you know, mental problems. They're amongst us. Some of them are homeless, you know, so that's what it is. It's that, mental issues, not some spirit decided to invade your body. I mean, what do we live in here? You know, 2200 BCE. And of course, the placebo effect, power of suggestion. You know, somebody thinks that they're being healed of an evil spirit inside them, their brain starts acting differently, you know, so that's why you see a lot of these where there's a benefit. If you had, what is it, colic, if you had a child or something, or a baby that was constantly crying, or in the very old days, they would think that the child was possessed, and they would go down to the local Catholic priest, and the priest would say a few magic words, and then the child, you know, they'd be, oh, he's much better now. That's called passage of time. Or if you had a kid, you know, like a teenager, and he was always getting in trouble, always acting out, and, you know, yelling at home or something, the mother would probably say to the son, the child, we're going to go and talk to Father Bishop later this week. We have an appointment. And then you'd go down there and he'd do a few, Hail Marys and things like that. And then, you'd start acting differently because you would think in your head that there was a higher power looking over you now. And then you'd go, like the mother would go to the neighbor, to the cousin, to the, brother, sister, whatever in her family, and would say, yeah, I took him down and he's totally different now. And then the legend would be born. It would be born because you would create it. But, I'm not impressed with these movies at all. I know they're just movies, but some people actually think they're real. And for some people in their heads, they may be real. But here's the thing, if you see the original one, would that come out in 73? Been a while. With, was it Linda Blair? Or was it Blair Warner? I think it was Linda Blair. Not scary anymore. I mean, I think even kids now that see those movies from the past, they don't find them that scary. They're a little scary, but not that scary. Like Psycho. When Psycho came out in the 60s, early 60s, maybe it came out in 1960, that was frightening to people at that time. People saw it and they couldn't sleep at night, and kids were prohibited from seeing it because it was so scary. If you see it now with your children, they will find it not that scary. Not that scary. Slightly, but not like the stuff they make now. And I think that whole Psycho thing was a brand new concept back then. Now we know there's a lot of people that fit that category. No empathy, they don't think of the consequence of their actions when they do something. They have no guilty feeling. I mean, they may know what they've done is not right, but they don't care. Lack of emotion when they do bad things to others. But it's changed. What was once scary is not that scary anymore, or it's not scary at all. I saw Psycho. How old was I when I saw it? Probably, I don't know, maybe 13, 14, around there when I first saw that movie. I did not get scared. Because now your mind wants to see the blade going into the flesh. And in that movie, it's like, and it just, it doesn't go in anywhere. It's basically going here, it's going here, and then she's just bleeding from mysterious openings. To me, the scariest stuff is not the supernatural nonsense. That to me is not scary. The scary stuff is the mind of a human being that has crossed over into the crazy side. People that have mental problems, that hurt other people because of those problems, that lie about other people, that set up people on things they never did. They make up stories about people because they don't care that they're hurting somebody's reputation. Those are the kind of people that are scary, not the demons and the ghosts and all that nonsense. But somebody who has, like, who's psychotic, or somebody who's suffering from some kind of mental problem, that goes around manufacturing stories about people they don't like because they have no empathy. They don't care if they're harming somebody on manufactured stories. Those are the people that are scary. They set you up, they say you've done something you've never done, and then they go around telling people this stuff, and people are stupid. People believe anything, especially when they're not eyewitnesses, and especially when it's not about them. And if anybody says, oh, I was an eyewitness to something, be very skeptical when they say that, because the biggest thing that courts throw out, testimony, eyewitness testimony, evidence. When somebody's an eyewitness, that's one of the first things that people challenge, and they realize that maybe I didn't see what I thought I saw. It's like My Cousin Vinny. Everybody was like an eyewitness and everybody was wrong. And that's a movie, I know, but it's like that in real life as well. Belief without evidence or demonstration is an act of ignorance. That's it. Anyway, so this one here, getting back to the chocolate, cacao, minimum 55%, cane sugar, which I prefer. I know corn, what's that thing, that crap called corn? I know you're telling me now, I can't think of it. Corn syrup. I hear that, it sounds like crap. Corn syrup. Sounds like something somebody in Romper Room would eat. So they put that everywhere now, corn syrup. But I think molecularly, it's the same thing. So cane sugar, it's got milk, and then it's got pure cacao or cocoa butter. Product of Brazil. Like to go to Brazil. You know, Peru, another beautiful place. South America, just beautiful. Like to go down there and visit the Andes. Like to go up the mountains a little bit. And then I'd want to go down to Argentina, all the way to the tip, take that boat ride to Antarctica and explore. But I want to be dropped off. I don't want to, I don't want to go with a group. It ruins it for me. When I go out exploring, when I go out hiking, unless I have somebody of like-mindedness, I'm not interested, because what happens is they lose interest. It's like, oh, I'm tired, my back hurts, my legs hurt, let's get back. And for me, I'm not, interested in that. It's like, I'll go by myself. Unless, because I've hiked before with people that are like-minded on that issue. And I had a really good time. Went with them and it was fun. And it's easy to get lost in the woods. I've a few times gotten off trail. And then I'm like, where'd that trail go? Look around, everything looks the same. And then, somehow I found my way back. That's why I'm here now. Otherwise, I'd still be lost. One time I think I was on Mount Wilson. And I got off trail. And I walked for a while off trail. And I said, all right, that's enough of that. I'm going to go back now. And when I went back, I couldn't find the trail. Like somebody took it and moved it. Couldn't find it. Finally, I found it. So, easy to get lost in the mountains. People think, well, you look at the sun, you follow downward, and then eventually you'll get down to the town. Problem is that a mountain is not smooth everywhere. It's got crevices, valleys, so it's not like when you look at it from a distance, it looks like this, and you go just walk straight down. It doesn't look like that when you get on there. When you get on there, it looks like a whole different, geographical area. It's not smooth. So you can't just go down like that. You're gonna go around and around. Before you know it, you're extra deep in the woods, and now you're hungry, you're thirsty. A couple of bears are looking for you. So very easy to get lost. I spent a night one time up in Waterman, Mount Waterman. Went all the way to the top, me and a couple other guys, and we had 2 dogs. And we were going to pitch tents and sleep at night. And while they were setting up all their stuff, I put mine up, I was done. I decided I was going to roam around a little bit. So I started walking and walking and walking, and it was nighttime, pitch black. And then I looked around, I couldn't find them anymore. I'm like, where'd they go? So I did an up and down thing a few times, I couldn't find them. And then I look and I see the dogs coming at me. They had lights, you know, around their collar, and I could see the lights, and they found me. They came up to me, they were sniffing me, even though they just met me that day. I never met these dogs before, but they knew that I was their people. So they brought me back. And the funny thing is, the dogs knew not to run, because I'd lose them. They walked next to me, side by side, until they brought me back to the spot. Dogs are awesome. I'm a big fan of owning a dog. I don't own a dog. I have 3 cats. They're all rescued. Or they're rescued cats from out here. Every spring from somewhere, kittens arrive. And I grabbed 2 one year. They were full of fleas. I had to wash them. So I washed them, I dried them, got the fleas, you know, off of them. Then I took them to the vet. And the vet gave all the shots that they needed. When I first got those, they were so tiny that I had to go get a bottle to feed them with, because they couldn't eat, and I don't know what happened to the mother. So I took them in and I fed them, I think 3 weeks, something like that. And I had this formula that I bought at Petco. You mix it with water, looks like milk. I never tried it. And I fed them. And then they got a little bit bigger, and they would suck on that nipple, and they would tear it to shreds. I always had to put a new one on. And then finally they were big enough and they started eating on their own. And then about a year later, there was another, you know, bunch, another litter, and one of them, you know, I captured. And I washed it and, you know, groomed it up a little bit, fed it, and then I released it. Well, I don't know what happened to the other bunch, but they left and left him behind. And then I go, well, he'll find, you know, his way, because they're somewhere around here. Well, all day I would come out here and he was roaming around my backyard, roaming around. I would see him over there, over there, over there. He wasn't leaving. So I went inside. It was nighttime. About an hour or so later, he comes up to the screen door and he starts tapping. And then I look and it was him. I opened up the door, I let him in, and we kept him. So we have 3 cats, but I would not mind owning a dog, because dogs you can hike with. They're good for protection, you know. They're good as company. If you're feeling lonely, a dog will comfort you. It's a great animal. I mean, you know, just a big fan of dogs. And I would love to get a Candy Corso or a Presa. That's what I'd prefer, but you know, I could go for other dogs too. German Shepherd is awesome. Big fan of those. One dog that is probably extremely attractive to other dogs, but I find a little bit, you know, I don't know, not appealing to me. An Afghan hound. They got the hair going. You could braid it. They got a look. Wind blowing, their hair's all, you know, moving around. So probably other dogs look at an Afghan hound and they go, wow, that dog is hot. But it looks ridiculous. I wouldn't get that. And another dog that's super fast, Greyhound. But what else? You know, am I going to send it out to bring me rabbits back? So for me, it comes down to 2. The Presa Canario or the Candy Corso. And I slightly favor the Candy Corso. But I love both dogs. So, you know, the thing with dogs is whether you want to or not, you have to get up and walk the dog. How many times can you let it crap in the backyard before your neighbors start complaining, you know? Can't find the crap, that it's hidden somewhere. And it's not like cats. Cats bury everything, so you don't have a problem. But dogs, they leave it out on the surface. the flies come and find it, the smell starts moving around the property. So, and plus a dog needs exercise. You can't just leave it alone. You have to take it out for walks and keep the muscles going and all that. So, you know, and then sometimes you don't feel like doing it, or sometimes you're not at home. And you're like, I gotta get back the dog, I gotta walk the dog. You know, it becomes like taking care of another person. But in the long run, it's worth it. They're great company, and the dog misses you. You come home from a long day, and you go in the house and you have cats. They don't even notice you. They're like, and then they go back to what they were doing, which is usually napping. But a dog, you go home after a long day away, and the dog will find you, it'll jump on you, it's happy to see you. It shows compassion, it shows that it missed you. You know, that's why they're good company, because you know, they warm you up, they make you feel happy inside. And you know, cats are good too. They got their thing. My cats are cool. Got my black cat, is extremely intelligent. She's very smart. She's like a person in there. And then I got the other one there, who's like his name's Pumpkin, but he's that color, pumpkin color. He's the friendliest. He comes, he curls up next to you. You know, he likes human interaction. And then the other one just wants to be left alone. You know, it'll come near you, but you go to pet it, and it, you know, doesn't want to get touched too much. So, you know, that's the personality of that one. Wants its space. But my black one is like a very smart animal. Anyway, that's it for now. Ciao.